Hey everybody. It's a bright, beautiful day to get out of doors and into the cards with me. Today I'm at the Stan Hewitt Hall and Gardens in Akron, Ohio to talk to you about the magician. Let's go have an adventure. Isn't this a beautiful place? There's no other place in the world that, to me, oozes magician like Stan Hewitt Hall and Gardens. Nothing says that one can make something out of nothing quite like a scratch-built mansion and a handful of amazing gardens. So let's have a look at the card. Now, this is the magician in the Robin Wood Tarot. And like I've said before, everybody's cards are probably going to be a little bit different based on the interpretation of the artist, but a lot of very similar qualities should remain. Let's go over those for just a second. Okay, the original, garish yellow background from the Rider-Waite-Smith remains in this card. I never really liked that, but I love the way Robin Wood has interpreted it with these two candles providing the illumination. By the way, if you have an original tarot deck and it has a completely yellow background, you can be fairly well assured that you're dealing with, a highly intuitive or emotional subject. Excuse me. The candles are an interesting thing. This is different from the original magician. You'll notice that one is black and one is white, and they look an awful lot like the pillars of learning that we'll go over more in the High Priestess. But you'll notice in the Robin Wood Tarot that anytime the Fool makes a significant spiritual change, those pillars are present in some form or another in the card. Now, my Robin Wood magician is clearly some kind of a pagan high priest, wearing the stag antlers of the horned god. That's a choice of the artist. You can take that or leave it. One thing that I love about the magician is that he's staring right out of the card and right into you. It's one of the most personal tarot cards in the deck, I think. One of the things that is different about my magician is the infinity sign. Instead of hanging over his head, like in the Rider-Waite-Smith, it's just out in the palm of his hand. For some reason, this magician holds his infinite potential and is able to utilize it. And we'll go over more about that in just a second. Now, he wears the red and white robes, for purity and passion. And rather than being planted in the ground around the border of the card, you'll find those white lilies, that represent birth and life, embroidered onto the robe, which I think is an interesting change, and it's aesthetic and I like it. One of the things that I want to point out about the magician is right here. All of the tools of tarot are sitting out on the table. And I believe that what this is meant to signify is that the magician has put all of his emotions, all of his thoughts, his will, and his worldly possessions on the line. And that is why he is able to create something out of nothing. The magician is number 1 in the major arcana because it is the first place that the Fool stops on his journey. Just like any small child, the first thing that the Fool learns is that his actions have an impact on the outside world. And he realizes that this limitless potential that he possesses as the Fool has the power to create change. The Magician has the good ideas, the drive, the willpower, and the resources to make something out of nothing. When the Magician comes up in your readings, it's time to start asking questions about potential. Does this person exhibit the Magician? And if not, why don't they believe that they're worthy and that their ideas are good ones? If the situation exhibits the Magician, is that person comfortable in that, high pressure creative environment? Do they have any negative feelings about where they are in that position in their life, and why? The lesson that we can learn from the Magician is one of self-confidence. That we have within us the ability to create positive change in the world around us if it's what we really desire. That sometimes we have to lay everything we have on the line in order to get what we need. And like I've said before, if we're being respectful, responsible, and safe, then we aren't really gambling in a negative or a deleterious way at all. We're just giving ourselves permission to fill the prerequisites to get the things that we need out of life, that we deserve. Well, I certainly hope that you have enjoyed this time walking the gardens of Stan Hewitt Hall with me. If you have any questions or comments, do send me an email at tarotchangeslives@gmail.com. And if you like the sort of videos that I make, do subscribe to the Tarot Changes Lives YouTube channel so that you can know immediately when a new video has been uploaded. Thank you for getting out of doors and into the cards with me. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.